There is a wall inside your body that you have probably never thought about. It is one cell thick. It separates your bloodstream from the contents of your intestines. And when that wall starts to break down, the cascade that follows quietly drives nearly every modern chronic disease: autoimmune conditions, joint pain, brain fog, allergies, eczema, chronic fatigue. Today, the 7 foods quietly destroying that wall. Doctors call it leaky gut. And the #1 food on this list is in nearly every American pantry. Welcome back to Inflammation Nation. Today we are exposing leaky gut. The technical term is increased intestinal permeability. Your intestinal lining is a precise barrier. Healthy, tight junctions between cells decide what passes from your gut into your bloodstream. When those junctions are compromised, food particles, bacterial fragments, and toxins leak through and activate a chronic systemic immune response. That response is the inflammation behind most of the modern chronic disease epidemic. A 2024 paper in the journal Gut found that markers of intestinal permeability were significantly elevated in subjects with rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, depression, type 2 diabetes, and inflammatory bowel disease. 7 categories of food are now well documented to damage this wall. Here they are. Food. 7. Gluten in modern wheat. The wheat your grandmother ate is not the wheat on the shelves today. Modern dwarf wheat has been hybridized over decades to maximize yield and glutinous protein content. The result is a grain whose gluten triggers a much more aggressive release of a protein called zonulin in the gut wall. Zonulin opens tight junctions. A 2020 study in the journal Nutrients found that even non-celiac subjects showed measurable zonulin elevation after consuming modern wheat. The fix is not necessarily zero gluten forever. The fix is to eat traditional fermented grains like sourdough, where the fermentation process partially breaks down gluten before you ever swallow it. Food. 6. Industrial seed oils. The same oils we exposed earlier are double agents. They drive inflammation directly through omega-6 overload, and they also damage the gut lining through oxidation. Heated seed oils generate aldehydes that injure intestinal cells on contact. The wall thins, permeability rises, the damage compounds over years of daily exposure. Food. 5. Added sugar and high fructose corn syrup. Sugar feeds the inflammatory bacteria in your gut. Those bacteria produce metabolic byproducts that erode the mucus layer protecting your intestinal lining. Once the mucus is thin, the cells underneath are exposed to direct microbial damage. High fructose corn syrup specifically has been shown to directly disrupt tight junctions, even at moderate doses. The sweet drink, the bottled sauce, the flavored yogurt, the granola bar, each one is chiseling at the wall. Food. 4. Alcohol. Even moderate alcohol consumption increases intestinal permeability within hours. The mechanism is direct. Alcohol disrupts the cells of the intestinal lining and triggers a measurable release of zonulin. A single drink can elevate gut permeability markers for up to 48 hours. Daily moderate drinking keeps the wall in a state of constant low-grade damage. The body never gets a full repair window. Food. 3. Ultra-processed foods. The category that now makes up over 60% of calories in the average Western diet. Ultra-processed foods are engineered with emulsifiers, stabilizers, preservatives, artificial sweeteners, and colorings, almost all of which have been shown in laboratory studies to damage the intestinal mucus layer or disrupt tight junctions. The 2023 paper in Cell that examined common food additives found that 2 emulsifiers used in nearly every processed food in the American supply, carboxymethylcellulose and polysorbate 80, both directly impaired the gut barrier. They are in your salad dressing. They are in your non-dairy milk. They are everywhere. Food. 2. Caffeine in excess. A modest cup of coffee is not the issue. The issue is the modern habit of 3, 4, 5, or 6 cups across the day, often combined with sugar and seed oil-based creamers. High caffeine intake increases gut motility and reduces the time food spends in contact with the intestinal lining, but it also directly stimulates acid production and stresses the cells of the duodenum. Combined with the sugar and seed oils in the typical coffee shop drink, caffeine becomes a daily assault on the gut wall. And now, food number 1. The food in nearly every American pantry. The food doctors used to call healthy. Conventional dairy. Conventional dairy contains a protein called bovine casein A1 that is particularly inflammatory in genetically susceptible individuals. It triggers zonulin release. It increases permeability. It is a known driver of leaky gut and the autoimmune cascade that follows. The milk on the cereal, the cheese on the salad, the yogurt cup at breakfast, the cream in the coffee. Each one is reactivating the wall damage. The plant-based replacements are not perfect, but they remove the protein that is driving the response. Unsweetened oat milk, soy milk made from whole soybeans, and homemade nut milks are far less inflammatory choices. That is 7 foods quietly destroying your gut wall. The damage is silent until it is loud. The autoimmune diagnosis, the mysterious fatigue, the acne that will not heal, the joint pain that started for no reason. All of these are downstream from a wall that broke. The good news is that the gut wall regenerates fast. The cells of your intestinal lining are completely replaced every 4 to 7 days. Remove the foods on this list. Add fermented foods, fiber, leafy greens, and bone broth alternatives like miso soup. Watch what changes in 3 weeks. If this investigation gave you a new way to think about your gut, subscribe so you do not miss next week. We are going after the truth about why you are always tired. Until then, stay curious, stay skeptical.